On Sunday, Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha poured cold water into the possibility of a postponement of this year's national examinations. In dismissing these fears, Magoha noted that learning is on course via online platforms.
Up to this moment, nobody has thought of postponing the examinations, the national examinations, both the primary school exams and the secondary school exams. And to the best of the government's ability, the children are getting online learning, as I stated last week.
This stance has not been received well by a section of the populace. Mwingi Central Member of Parliament Gideon Mulyungi, for instance, has said that the remarks made by the Education CS do not reflect the actual situation across the country.
From the perspective of my constituency and the picture in most parts of the country, this is not happening and it is a total lie. The CS is speaking from the ivory tower in Nairobi and is not in touch with the reality on the ground.
He argues that in the rural areas, for example, online education is impractical due to lack of the necessary infrastructure.
Students in the rural villages and some urban areas cannot afford this imaginary luxury of online teaching during this period of COVID-19 pandemic.
In his opinion, the Ministry of Education ought to conduct a mop-up exercise and work out a strategy of ensuring that all learners are catered for, especially considering that a majority of families are facing hard economic times.
He should come to Kitui, visit some families and see how they are doing it in the villages where people don't even have houses. Just visit them there, where people stay in manned houses, some don't even have a shelter, and see the situation on the ground.
The concern comes even as the Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers supported the government rollout of virtual learning. Indeed, KUPPET Kisii chapter argues that all education stakeholders ought to adhere to the stipulated measures to help curb coronavirus spread. The union has, however, criticized the decision to utilize learning institutions as coronavirus isolation centers, warning that this move may have psychological impacts on learners when schools reopen.
When our students go back to school, they might be affected psychologically, having learned that their schools, their items were used by corona patients.